Well, first of all, we'd like to thank you for allowing us to be here at TEDxCreativeCoast here in lovely Savannah, Georgia. And what we're here today to talk to you about is how AWOL, All Walks of Life Incorporated, a local nonprofit organization based right here in Savannah, has been able to use art and technology to transform and change the lives of dozens of youth living here in Savannah. The images that you see on the walls are actually of a much younger Tony Jordan when he was participating in a youth program in Columbia, South Carolina called City Year. The other images that you'll see throughout our talk are some of the over 400 youth, community supporters, and volunteers that we've been with in the last 5 years that have helped us become one of the nation's top youth arts programs. So with that being said, before we get into the nuts and bolts of everything, we'll let Mr. Jordan explain some of the inspiration about how we came to be here in front of you today.
Well, actually, that was only 3 years ago. That wasn't that long ago.
I don't think so. It's a little bit longer than that.
Well, I'm originally from Washington, D.C. I have 6 siblings. 4 of us, we share 4 different fathers. My father was absent throughout my childhood. He was also absent throughout my adult life. By the time I was in kindergarten to the 8th grade, I attended 5 different schools in 2 different cities. In '89, my older brother was killed a block away from the house that I was raised in. I've been practicing this all week and I just thought about my brother. Sorry about that. I named my son after my brother because I wanted his spirit to live within mine. So after my brother was killed, my mother moved me to Columbia, South Carolina. I stayed with my aunt, I stayed with my grandfather, and I stayed with my brother. I was suspended in middle school, I was suspended in high school. By my junior year in high school, I was expelled from school from carrying a knife, and I got put out of school. I attended an alternative school, and at the alternative school was the turning point for me. On the first day of school, I was actually greeted with a hug. And so I knew that that was going to be the turning point. So I was introduced to an organization, City Year, as you saw the images in the beginning. The organization City Year was an urban Peace Corps organization that promoted community empowerment with youth and had the opportunity of working with kids with different diverse backgrounds from all walks of life. Speeding up to '94, obviously I attended college at Savannah State University, and in '97 with a group of friends, one of which is a state representative, started an organization, AWOL, All Walks of Life on Savannah State campus. The mission then and now is to promote and provide self-awareness through the use of poetry, hip hop, and life. All of the artists, young people, we all shared love for poetry, for hip hop, for acting, for graphic design, for photography. And so this organization made us all fellowship all the time. And so we were inspired and wanted to do something in the arts.
With that being said, AWOL has become one of the leading arts and technology programs here in Savannah. And what makes one of the 2 key attributes that makes AWOL unique is number 1, we're not a youth drop-in center. Youth must enroll in our program and they have to make a huge commitment to stay with us for a year-long program. And number 2, everything is based around arts and technology and a project-based learning model.
So what's the secret sauce?
The 4 art and technology programs that we have are
theater, performing arts, sound design, music education, film and photography, and information technology. All of the programs are project-based learning, and they're designed for kids to actually work together as a team.
So, how does AWOL define our brand of social innovation? Well, we define it quite simply with a very simple formula, and that formula is creativity plus successful management of community constraints over a time period. So, we had a great idea, but now it's time to make the rubber meet the road. So, what are the special ingredients that make AWOL do its thing?
Access to arts and technology.
Poor kids just don't have it.
Using popular culture as the bait.
Hip hop.
Creating a culture.
No rules, please.
And most importantly, the human touch.
The almighty polo hug.
Real quick, everybody stand up.
Everybody stand up.
Everybody stand up. Look to the person to the right of you. And the people on the end, look to the person on the left of you, and give each other a hug.
A great big one. All right,
you guys can be seated.
Now that we've disrupted the whole room.
All right, so you forgot about me crying? And you guys feel a whole lot better now, right?
So the power of human touch, there's all kinds of tons and tons of data and research about the importance of human touch throughout, from birth through childhood. This is a very important part of what we do at AWOL. AWOL kids, when they walk in, they may be greeted with a great big hug, a firm handshake, but it's a very important part of what we do. And so just to give you just one more example of how important human touch is, how many people in here are fans of Lord of the Rings or have seen the movie? Okay, so that's one of me and Tony's favorite films. We actually have like Lord of the Rings parties on Saturdays. We sit and watch all three of the whole trilogy. So if you remember the character Smeagol, he wasn't a very good looking character, to say the least. But the ring called Smeagol, at one point in the last trilogy, you find out that Smeagol was actually at one point a human being. And the ring caused him to ostracize himself. He went into a cave. He was devoid of human touch, human contact for who knows how long. So what happened to him? Well, he didn't look very good when that was all over with. And then the second thing, it even drove him insane. So if you ask me,
Smeagol needed a hug.
He needed a hug more than anybody. So that's the power of human touch.
Arts and technology.
Arts and technology is very critical to what we do. In a city bustling with so much creativity, it's hard to believe that there's a population of what we call art-starved youth. In Savannah, our poverty rate is at 22%. And in some areas, that rate skyrockets to nearly 30%. These are young people who, without the opportunity to get the arts, AWOL is the only place that they can actually come to do that. It is critical in this community that whether you're a huge art school, a small knowledge-based business, or if you're just an individual, that we all work cooperatively and collaboratively to make sure that everyone has access to the arts. Arts is an intrinsic part of who we are as human beings. Einstein once said that the imagination is more important than knowledge. So what that leads me to believe is that if you have a whole segment of the population that doesn't have access to that key ingredient, then we have all this untapped potential right here in our own community, right beneath our feet. So access to the arts is super, super important.
The use of popular culture.
Technology.
Technology.
We've been practicing. Technology. Technology has been forever, forever important to the makeup of our entire nation. Why is it important? Well, I'll tell you how. Did you know that Abraham Lincoln had the first Twitter account?
He did.
How many people knew that? Did you know that he actually used that Twitter account to end the Civil War and abolish slavery? Using a technological device, he was the first sitting president to put the telegraph in the office of the White House. He took that and he was able to communicate with his field generals out in the field, and it helped him end the Civil War and abolish slavery in this country forever. Now, you tell me, that's really a fun example of technology being used to advance a social cause just as AWOL does today.
The use of popular culture, hip-hop. Hip-hop was started in the late 1970s in the Bronx, New York. It was a culture born from poverty and desperation from African Americans and Latino youth. Hip-hop is a billion-dollar industry that has penetrated race, continents, and socioeconomic status. So why not use that as debate to attract young people from all walks of life?
Pretty simple formula, if you ask me. Facilitate, not teach. Kids are taught all day long at school. They're literally spoon-fed. Well, at AWOL, there's a reason we call our instructors artist facilitators. They're facilitating the process of their learning. They're facilitating this group. They're guiding them along in a process that shows them that each person in the group has a contribution to make, and without their contribution, then we can't get to the end goal. We can't get to the win. So they don't get there as singular by themselves. The entire group has to work together to get to the finish line, which is their project or their community-based performance. Creating a culture.
Creating a culture. Creating a culture. At AWOL, it is our belief that kids, naturally, they know right from wrong. It is better shown through peer-to-peer modeling. For example, we are working on our 4th album, the hip-hop album that's profanity-free, no degrading women, and if it's issues that are pertaining to the community, how do you express yourself in a positive way? We did not have to sit down with them on the first day to say no profanity. Their human instincts, naturally, they knew exactly what to do. So for example, how many of you guys were in a grocery store and you were standing behind someone who came up short $2 or maybe 50 cents for groceries they were trying to purchase? Your human instincts naturally you're trying to pull money or whatever you can out of your pocket to help them if you have it, to actually assist them, or if it was DaVena now, pay for it.
Right? You cover the whole bill, right? If it was us. I know you would. So the last point that we want to make is youth-owned space. It's their space, it's not ours. Too many times we get caught up in, oh, we got to build this wonderful building, we got to make it beautiful, and youth do deserve the nicest things. But the first reason that we learned that the way we learned that our space was actually theirs and everything in it was theirs was from a young man that we met in 2005 named Mark. At AWOL, the kids come in and they can put their hands on anything they want. A snazzy Mac computer or a very expensive $5,000 camera, even though because I do all the grant writing, I might cringe just a little bit, tiny bit. But it's theirs. You know, that's what we have to understand. This is the community, and our facility should be a creative laboratory for young people to explore. We found this out with Mark because on the first day when we got our first computer, it was a refurbished computer we ordered offline from Apple. And it came UPS, and he was there because he had been expelled from every school in town, even the alternative school, and he asked, could he use the computer?
That wasn't me. That wasn't me.
No, that wasn't you that time. So we were actually very delighted that he wanted to use the computer. So we said, sure. We only gave him one caveat. Please take the equipment book that came with it in case you run into any problems so that you'll have it right there for you and read the directions. Well, Mark took it downstairs, pulled it out the box, plugged it up, never seen a computer like this in his entire life. And I'm proud to say to you that the first youth-generated website and graphic design project was created by a young man who had never seen this computer in his entire life and had little to no instruction from us. So it's theirs. It's not ours.
So the most important thing was access, and today we brought a treat. A young lady who was with our program at the age of 13. She's 20 years old, and her name is Ciara Campbell.
My name is Ciara Campbell. I'm currently a rising junior at Clark Atlanta University in Atlanta, Georgia, where I study mass media arts. And basically, I was introduced to mass media arts through AWOL and all their various programs. I came into AWOL as a spoken word artist, and they allowed me to freely express myself through art. So today, the piece I'm going to perform for you is called I Pledge Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America. I'm no longer a teen yet, still living in a world that reminds me daily that I am black. Maybe it is yet to hit them that for 20 years, I'm the one who's been waking up every morning to look in the mirror where it's very visible that I am black, and that's a known fact that it never changed, but I've yet to allow my destiny to be trapped within the skin I'm in. But still, I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, where it's a known fact that just because I'm young and black, all they think I'm good at is laying on my back. Because on my date of birth, the government labeled me a female statistic. See, I should have been pregnant by age 16 and own my third child by age 19 because the government stamps barcodes on us like we're products on a grocery store shelf. 60190, 60106, yep, that's my barcode. My date of birth and the day the government planned for me to be the mother of a newborn child. But here's an eye-opener for them. Just because they labeled me never meant I had to fall to the expectations, but to tell you the truth, my culture is living up to the expectations of the government. As it's a well-known fact that black teen females have a higher chance of being called mommy before trying on high school caps and gowns. Where black males are placed behind bars before birth and dreams escape like a thief in the night by age 5, or better yet, dreams got lost in the massive mix of new school zones and new specialty schools. No busloads of opportunities for the neighborhood kids where they'll go to class and pledge allegiance to the flag in a classroom where American history barely covers their history. Where American history books exclude Juneteenth and the Scottsboro Boys never existed, yet this is our American history, and yet this is the picture-perfect America. The land of the free, yet we fought to be free. The home of the brave, because brave is all you can be when you're forced to work the fields of a land you never wished to call home. But still we pledge to this tattered flag where bloodshed produced our freedom, where centuries later on September 11th, terrorists would open America's eyes to realize that beyond our skin shades there is nothing different about us. Where Janala, Wilson, Katrina, and Gina 6 would be America's reminder there is nothing equal about us. You see, this is my pledge to America revamped. You see, nothing has changed, but everything has changed. I mean, isn't that how they explain gentrification or urban revitalization? I mean, beautified bullshit. It's all a secret they never wished for you to know. Where true history is erased and the rich could care less where the poor go. But you would never know, because you pledged to this flag and you failed to educate yourself. Failed to question the happenings of your surroundings, where all of a sudden it's okay for Republicans to disrespect your president because he's black. where Sasha and Malia watch as their daddy is made a mockery of by Tea Party members, a political party you probably never heard of till now. So you have to open your eyes beyond the yes we can to see all that America said that you can't. But you can. See, this is my pledge to America Revamped. Don't be confused. America is still my home and this is still my flag. With its 13 stripes and 50 stars, I stand firmly, feet planted. With my head lifted to the skies, I part my lips to say, I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America. Thank you.